students, we had completed till line number 148 of Browning's poem Andrea del Sarto. So today we are going to take up further. Here are the lines 149 to 161. Well, may they speak that Francis, that first time and that long festal year at Fontainebleau, I surely then could sometimes leave the ground, put on the glory Raphael's daily wear. See, earlier we had discussed that there is some sort of guilt in the mind of Andrea, for he had wasted the money, or you can say for he had spent the money which was given by Francis to him for buying the artifacts for French court. Instead of that, he bought a house for himself and his wife as per the wishes of his wife. So somehow he feels guilty about that, and that's why he has developed the habit of avoiding social gatherings or social contacts, because he feels that someday if he is going to meet one of the Paris lords, definitely they are going to pass on comments about him, about his doing. But in this paragraph, in the very beginning, we find a change in his attitude. He says, well, may they speak. It appears as if he is slightly standing up against those that talk about him unkindly. He says, okay, let them say whatever they have to say, I don't care. See, the undercurrent here is that of the care not attitude. He says he remembers the time when he was working for the King of France, Francis, it's the name of the French king, Francis, and he was at Fontainebleau for about 1 year. He was there, and he was so happy over there, and he was so much satisfied as well as indulged in his work, in his paintings, that he had the confidence, and it appeared to him as if he could put on the clothes or stature of Raphael. And the reason behind this confidence was his closeness with the king. In that humane great monarch's golden look, one finger in his beard or twisted curl over his mouth's good mark that made the smile, one arm about my shoulder, round my neck, the jingle of his gold chain in my ear, I painting proudly with his breath on me. See, here these lines are depicting the close communion that he had with the king. He says he could remember how Francis's clothes sounded when he walked past him, and how he stood over his shoulder as Andrea painted, as well as when he used to just stand close to him, he used to have one of his fingers in his beard, and there used to be a smile on his face, and he used to recline a bit on the shoulder of Andrea. That means we can say that he was so close to the painter that it appeared to him as if they were best of friends. And naturally, if someone is so close to the king, others are definitely going to be awed by that person. So same was the case with him also. He says the king used to be so close to him that he used to put one of his arms over his shoulder, round his neck, and he could very well hear the jingle sound of the golden chain in his ear. He says, I painting proudly with his breath on me. He says, I could feel that the king was used to be so close to him that he could feel the breath on his own neck, all his coat round him, seeing with his eyes. And see, these lines depict that when he used to paint, the king used to be very close, standing very close to him. And when such a situation used to be there, all the other courtiers, they used to surround them, and they used to see with, you can say, a sort of awe, or sort of, you can say, appreciation to that to that painter Andrea. Such frank French eyes and such a fire of souls profuse my hand kept plying by those hearts. He says when he had this position, he was admired by the French court, and with his paint, he could influence them and gain confidence from their looks. That means whenever he used to paint, the king used to stand very close to him, and when they were so close, the other courtiers, they used to look at him with admiration, and he could gain admiration with his own work. And now he is afraid of, you can say, the blame game of those courtiers. Somehow you could say that he is voicing his own guilt in these lines, and though the beginning of the line is highlighting the fact that offense is the best defense, that means he is playing offensive. He says, okay, whatever they have to do, let them do, I don't care. Such is the attitude of him in the beginning. But as we proceed further, we very well see that he is missing those days of glory that he had in France, when he used to enjoy the close company of the French king, and as he used to paint, the king used to stand very close to him, and in that position he was admired by the courtiers. So that's all for today.